From boat pose, release the legs straight, pull them in, and release them straight again. Single breaths, inhaling long, exhaling, pulling the knees and the chest into each other. Keep going with your breath for as many as you're comfortable with. Hands stay free, and then come into tabletop for 5 breaths. Keep lifting through the top of the thighs and the pelvis, opening the chest. Keep the neck engaged, looking up at the ceiling. Release and come back into boat. Straightening the legs or keeping the knees bent. We'll do some arm variations, holding the pose for longer. Make sure you're still contracting the navel into the spine as you exhale. Spread the arms out to the side, still lifting through the chest. Soften the jaw, lengthening from the inside of the legs, and reach the arms up. About 3 breaths in each variation of the arm. Keep the shoulders pulling back. Make sure you're able to breathe. Bring the arms back to the side. If it's hard to breathe, maybe take a rest and then try completing the pose. Bring the arms back to the side of the legs. And release again into tabletop, feet about a hip distance width. Your fingers either pointing to your feet or away from your feet. Shoulders on the wrists. Keep lifting through the back body into the front body. Take about 5 breaths and release. Come and lie on your back. We'll do a bridge variation. Interlace the fingers under you. Bring the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Shift your weight into the left foot and bring the right leg straight up. Keep lifting through the top of the left thigh. Keep the face soft. Breathe deep into the abdomen and reach up into the right foot. Then bring that foot down, shift the weight, and bring the left leg up, extending upwards from the left quad into your toes. Still holding up in the right leg. And release. Bring the hips back into the floor. Hug the knees and take a few deep breaths. Release the lower back into the floor. Soften the shoulders. Turn over to one side and sit up. We'll do an elbow plank variation. Take a block and place your feet with the ankles stable on the block, one foot on top of the other. Elbow just under the shoulder. Hips forward and centered. Hand, the top hand either on the floor, on the hip, or reaching up. Look down if you don't feel very strong in the pose, or look up. The block actually creates an asymmetrical floor, challenging your oblique core a little deeper. Hold that upward lift in the top shoulder, in the top hip. Keep lifting away from the floor, away from your elbow. Release and flip over. Try the other side. Place the ankles firmly into the block. Align the shoulder on top of the elbow. Press into the bottom arm. Open across the chest. Lift into the top shoulder. Open across the pelvis, lifting into your top hip. Keep the inner ankles, inner knees squeezing into each other as you try to lift away from the floor. And exhale, release. Take a child pose with the arms extended forward to release your shoulders and your arms. And then rest in a complete child pose for a few breaths.